Hey, do you want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating right now. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take your conversation with your fans to the next level, Q&A and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. I've hosted my podcast on Spotify for Podcasters since day one, so I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started today. A secret to happiness is letting every situation be what it is, instead of what you think it should be. This is the pill that I am still trying to swallow, but why is it so hard for me? I've always said change is hard for me and I like to be in control, but what happens when the rug is pulled out from under you over and over and over again, and your efforts of stopping it don't work? You start to realize that you were never really in control in the first place. So, do you let that affect your happiness forever, or do you lean into the uncomfortability of your experiences and feel your way through to the other side? For years, I have struggled with control and acceptance, but lo and behold, it was a common theme for your girl in 2022. I started the year off getting robbed at gunpoint, which was one of the most traumatic things that has ever happened to me, and ended the year with my best friend, my 18-year-old teacup poodle Lexi, passing away peacefully at home, and the cherry on top was ending a relationship that I had a lot of faith in. As I reflected on everything that happened in my life that I felt was unwarranted, a slap in the face, and downright wrong, I realized that God had been with me all along. You know the saying, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, that was not cutting it for me in 2022. But as I thought that, I was like, Tyra, why? Why is it so hard to just accept what is? And I realized that, one, I had not accepted the things that I could not change. Amen. But two, that it was something deeper that I needed to understand. One day I was just thinking to myself, okay, Tyra, all of these seemingly bad things are happening to you, but why? What is God trying to say? What am I missing? And I came across a quote by Jim Carrey that says, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Now, I am big on signs, and when I read this, I wholeheartedly believed that this was a sign from God. But God, why? Why are these the things that are happening for me? Did I deserve this? Did I do something wrong? As I started to spiral, I realized that the common theme was a pause. After each of these heavily emotional experiences, I had to take about a month or more to just pause. We live in a world where hustle culture and the go lifestyle runs rampant. But are we taking time to pause, to be present, to check in with ourselves? I was sitting on my rooftop this morning, staring out at the clubhouse window, watching the rain, and peace just came over me. I started to think of my grandparents who can just sit in stillness for hours and be at peace. I realized that this was a daily practice that I needed to implement into my life. Pausing, being present, just being with myself, checking in on Tyra, processing experiences I've had lately, all while loving on myself in the process. So this second season is going to be all about embracing yourself, accepting who you are, and being okay with releasing control, because we truly don't know what tomorrow holds for us. This is Affirmations for Black Girls, Season 2, Being Me.
3,